Welcome to the Wallaway. This is Imran Nanlawala, and I'm joined with my co-host, Coach Dee Lancaster, and we got a special guest today, April Aguilar, digital host for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey April, how you doing?
Good. Thank you. How are you, Coach?
Good, good. Haven't
Coach
seen you since Chicago.
I know. It's been a minute.
Okay.
April, how are things in your neck of the woods right now?
It's good. I'm currently in Texas, South Texas to be exact, the McAllen area. Obviously, because of everything that's going on, it's a little quiet outside. Texas did officially open May 1st, but I don't think people are too excited to be out just yet.
Okay. And just, since the title of today's show was the G League, some of us may not know what the G League is. So can you give us a quick background of what is the G League?
Yeah, of course. So it just became the G League just here recently. People might know it perhaps as the D League, which was short for the Development League. And that's basically what it is. We're directly affiliated to an NBA team, and we're the Development League. So players that have the potential to play at the NBA level, but maybe still need to work on some technique. Maybe they still need to mature a little bit. That's kind of what this league was designed to do, to provide the same type of high level play, but with more so focus on I guess you could say, sharpening those necessary skills needed at the next level.
Coach, any questions? I'm gonna let you jump in.
No. The only thing that I remember about the G League was when I was affiliated with it. It was called the D League, as you had said, April. My affiliation was with the Roanoke Dazzle. Imran, I'm showing my age right now because when they had the Roanoke Dazzle, that was a while back, and it was just up and coming, and it was a great league for players who actually didn't make the initial draft. So one thing I noticed about the G League, what I like about it is, they don't really, well, they're starting to pay more now, but when I was affiliated with it, they didn't make a lot of money. So that was really, really a sacrifice and a grind and dedication as far as what you really wanted to do as far as trying to make it to the NBA. So I take my hat off to the guys who actually came through the G League. And actually, Imran was going to be our guest in a couple of weeks. The one you met, Langston Galloway.
Awesome.
When you met the guy we interviewed, he started out in the G League. So now he's in the NBA with the Pistons. So that could be a great story.
That's awesome. So before we get into, Coach D alluded to it, the grind, the hustle, the sacrifice of these guys who are trying to make it to the next level. Talk to us quickly about your story. What is your background in terms of how did you get interested in basketball? How did you get introduced to the G League?
So I actually started off in college athletics. It all started with me. I've always loved the game of basketball, both women's basketball and men's basketball, sports in general, but more so basketball. A lot of people ask me if I played. I played in middle school, but that was about it. I was a swimmer the majority of my life. But yeah, then I started volunteering a lot for the athletics department. And when I talk about volunteering, I mean, I would do like the nitty-gritty stuff that people didn't want to do. And it eventually got to the point where my mentor at the time, which was the athletic director, he kind of put me to the side and he said, you know what? I noticed that you're everywhere and you're here all the time. And sometimes we have events that perhaps the invitation was never passed along to you, but yet you show up. And I was constantly doing that. And I remember my mom even telling me, like, were you even invited? Like, doesn't it feel awkward to be somewhere where you're not wanted? And I told her, you know what, like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do. I admire these people, even if I'm just like a sponge right now and I'm just observing and absorbing what it is that they're talking about and doing. I want to be around it. And it eventually helped me because after I graduated with my bachelor's degree, again, the athletic director, he put me to the side and he said, you know what? I love you so much. Like the fact that you're here all the time. You never complain. You've never asked us for anything. He's like, so I would like to make you a graduate assistant and I'd love to pay for your master's degree.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
So it ended up working out. And so my master's is leadership studies with a focus in sports management. But I was able to do that throughout both women's basketball, doing a lot of women's stats for the games and helping with recruiting and so forth, as well as with their minor athletic club, which basically puts on events for big corporate sponsors and donors who donate money for athletic scholarships. And so I kind of worked there, made a lot of connections, and then once I graduated with my master's degree, I ended up moving down here to South Texas. And it was kind of one of those things where I was involved with somebody at the time. That's how I ended up down here. But I knew nobody from South Texas. I had no family here whatsoever. But I did, however, meet a connection through the person that I was dating at the time, who is an assistant coach at the university here. And so I had a conversation with him and he said, you know what? You're in sports. I love your attitude. He right away picked up the phone and he spoke to a gentleman by the name of Bert Garcia, who was the president of the Vipers at that time. And he said, you know what? I have a girl here. She does X, Y, and Z. He literally passed me the phone right there and then. I grabbed the phone. The gentleman, Mr. Garcia, was like, you know what? You have an interview on Friday. And so in a span of days, like I landed the job and I initially started in sales and then I just kind of worked my way up.
It's interesting because I have a master's in leadership as well. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, awesome.
We have that in common.
Yeah, cool. So, Coach D, I'm gonna let you follow up.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that's. See, I'm not surprised, April. I'm not surprised because you're one of those who gonna go in your grind and become a go-getter and just go for what you're looking for, and that's how we connected because it's a great thing when you have passion for what you want and you're successful with it.
And I'm actually, I feel like that's why me and the players, because aside from being the digital host, I'm also the community relations manager for the organization. Right. And I feel like that's why me and the players connect a lot, because I'm in this point in my life and in my career where the grind is continuing, right? Because the end goal is the NBA. The end goal is a larger network to work with. The same way for a player, the end goal is the NBA. Absolutely. So we're both grinding. And I feel like that's where anytime we have any type of event, I feel like I can connect to players on that level, because it's not pretty. Yes, Gatorade took over, and yes, players do get paid a little more. But the truth is that a lot of these players are taking a chance because a lot of them could be making a lot more money overseas.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of something that they have to really sit down and think about, talk to with their families, with their agents. But I've talked to so many players who truly, like when they say that they dream about going to the NBA, their sacrifice shows it all.
So expound on that, because now I've seen like a commonality between your background, your story, and I'm assuming the story of the players that are in the G League. So is this also a way for them to feel more connected with you and they feel that, your story and your experience is also authentic? Most
definitely, because, unfortunately, in the sports world, it's all about who you know. And that's going to get you into positions that you ultimately want. But for all of us, it's not always like that, right? And it's the same for players. Players aren't always drafted. They're not always lottery picks, right. And so they do end up in the G League. And it's the same for myself. I didn't just end up on an NBA team one day because of whoever I knew. Ever since college, it's been something that I kind of had set in my mind and I had to work towards. So that dynamic, I think, really plays a part, because when I ask of them to do something, they know where I'm coming from. Like, oh, okay, you know what? We're going to do this for her because she's like us. She knows what it's like. It's not always pretty, and I feel like I learn from them the same way that they learn from me, most definitely.
Coach, can you relate to that yourself in terms of your experience at Rucker Park and your experience with junior NBA and traveling around and doing all your training camps?
Yeah, absolutely. And April, you hit it right on the nose when you said it's about your connections. And I can tell you right now, April, you're on the right track with every time you're going somewhere as far as becoming a digital host and a community relationship manager. Everything in the NBA is talked about. Everyone in the NBA knows everyone. It's a networking thing.
Right.
So by you putting your best foot forward in everything you do, even in the position you're in, someone's going to see that. Someone's going to see that, and that's just from the experience that I've had in the NBA with coaching at Rucker Park, and winning the championship for Michael Jordan, and then going to the Nets, and then going to the Knicks, and then you just maneuver your way in, and then what happens is, the NBA is big, but it's small.
Right.
What happens is if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you're on the right path, because a lot of times, a lot of people are trying to get into the NBA, and it's very hard. Trust me, it's very, very hard. And if you like network with the right people and just do the right thing as far as your profession is concerned, you'll be very, very successful, and that's what happened with me.
Yeah, most definitely.
April, talk to us about some of the things that you've observed in terms of the hustle and the grind. So, for example, just to put it in perspective again, the players don't get paid as much as playing overseas or playing in the NBA. So they're probably there on their own dime. They're probably roommates with other players. They're probably eating whatever they can get their hands on. So talk to us about some of the stories that you've seen in terms of the hustle, the grind, how much effort these guys are putting into their craft so they can make it to the next level.
So as far as our team goes, the Vipers, we're owned by a local owner, and he's done a phenomenal job. Our players are luckily on one of those teams that they are very well taken care of. I don't know how much the G League pays them in general, but as far as meals, as far as home, as far as transportation, we have an actual Vipers bus that takes them everywhere. They have beautiful apartments that they stay at.
Wow.
They have meals that are catered to them. But again, because our owner, he knows what it's like. He's traveled to other teams and seen kind of like the dynamic that they had. And he knows how hard it is also for a player to, come into a different culture, a different area away from their families, and how much they're being paid as it is. So he tries to do things to alleviate that. And he tries to change the dynamic of that. So I can't really speak on other teams, how they handle those things. But as far as our team goes, they are very well taken care of in that aspect. And also, you have to keep in mind that we also have two-way players. So we have two-way players who play for both the Vipers and play for both our affiliate team, which is the Houston Rockets. And they're making very good money. They're making very, very good money because, again, they go back and forth throughout the season. But I think really, as far as the players who aren't two-way players, it's really all about just going out there every day and showcasing what you got. We have a Vipers practice facility, and I can't tell you how many times I've got into the office 2 hours earlier, an hour earlier, just to kind of, for it to be quiet and me kind of to just focus. And I hear balls bouncing, and I go out there, and it's Michael Frazier and it's Isaiah Harnstein, and they're drenched. And I can tell that they didn't just get there, they've been in the gym. But then at the end of the season, and as you start to see them develop and who they are and stuff, like I said, having these kind of community relations events where I actually get to sit down and talk to them and realize, from the outside, people see them and they're like, oh, it's so glamorous. They're basketball players. They have it made. But when you actually start to talk to them and realize that a lot of them have dealt with, really hard times. A lot of them come from broken families. A lot of them come from the real struggle. I think that's when it all kind of comes into play, because it's during the season that you start to see them put up these numbers and, most improved player of the year, for example, like Michael Frazier. And I remember his story kind of stands out a lot to me because, initially, like everybody sometimes does, you look at somebody from the outside and you make an assumption in your head, whether you like to admit it or not. We're human. We do that. But then when I actually got to sit down and talk to him, I was just taken back because I was like, I even told him at one point, I was like, you should write a book. I would definitely read it, because he just has like this incredible story of just, facing adversity, getting through whatever was thrown at him, and still being able to wake up the next day and be at the gym early. No excuses. Be the first one at practice an hour before, already drenched. Guys would be coming in. He would still be soaking, and people would be like, how long has this guy been in here? And I would tell coach, he's been here, coach. He's been here for like the past 2 hours. And again, going all out during practice. But then when the games came, the stats don't lie.
Right.
They don't lie. And that's why everything that came to him after that was well deserved. And I was so happy for him. And it was kind of like one of those like Cinderella moments, I guess you could say, because we also ended up winning the championship that year, which was last year. So it all kind of played out for him, and it was just such an honor to see. And I was very happy for him. And so it's a grind, most definitely.
It's funny that April talked about the Vipers having a bus now. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm telling you, April, I'm showing my age. So when I was player development coach for the Roanoke Dazzle, right? And I had to be player development coach on and off the court. So when the players came in, I was in charge of pairing them up to a room. I don't know if they do it now with the G League now, but I had to like just randomly pick names and put two to a room, right? She's talking about a bus now. What I used for transportation back and from practice was the hotel shuttle. So I'd go to the front desk when everyone was under curfew, and we shut them down to go in. I go to the front desk and give each one of them wake up calls. I made sure each of the players, each room had a wake up call, and I would go to the room and tell them, listen, when this shuttle leaves, you got to be at practice. So I used that as the transportation to and from our practice facility. We didn't even have a practice facility. We used the local high school or something back then. As far as food, I don't know what they do for food, April. What we did was we had a small account with Subway.
Oh, that's cool.
And I would go down the line, and you know how Subway put things in a little bag for you?
Yeah.
I would go down the line and deliver all the food to each player. That's how things change. It's funny you say that. Vipers have a bus now. You see how times change? Yeah. When I'm using a shuttle bus from a hotel to get them back and forth, because we were trying to cut costs. We really wasn't paying them that much, and we wanted to make sure that everything was right. And as far as my career is concerned, I was saying to myself, is this how I'm going to get in the league? Like I'm sitting here babysitting grown men, But I'm saying, that was a while back, and I didn't know what path I was going at the time, but I was around players in basketball, and those are how times change. It's crazy.
And it's so funny you say that, because even like on game days when we have the opposing team come, obviously they have like an open gym at our practice facility for the morning. And I've been there when they're getting off our bus, because our bus will go pick them up at the airport and bring them to the practice facility for them to warm up and stuff. And they've been like, wow, like y'all got a bus out here? That's so cool. Like our G League doesn't have a bus. And I remember one guy said too, you guys have a practice facility? Like that's so, yeah. That's what I'm telling you, it's different for every G League, most definitely. I can't speak for the rest, but I'm very blessed to say that I work for this one, because I do feel like we have it a lot, better than perhaps others.
What's fascinating is that me and Coach D were talking about this, I think, a week ago when we were talking about the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
So we talked about a little bit, I think I referenced Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, and some of the greats that make it, they have some type of adversity in their life.
Oh, yeah.
That propels them and that pushes them. So I forgot the name of the gentleman you brought up, the most improved player.
Oh, Michael Frazier.
So people like Michael Frazier, hopefully, he can make it into the NBA, but sometimes that story, that human connection, right? Sometimes, like you said, we judge people without meeting them, but then when you meet them, you realize that we're all essentially the same, right? We all have stories, we have our own backgrounds, and we have something that motivates and pushes us. But I have to give a shout out to the owner, because from a leadership perspective, studying leadership like yourself, that this is great leadership. This is good organizational building, effectiveness, etc. Because the owner is making sure, okay, transportation, check, has to be taken care of. Food, check, I have to take care of it. have to have a nice facility for them to practice. So the owner seems like he's all in, which is very impressive.
Most definitely. And they're living as well. They stay in, like I said, beautiful apartments. So we try to do that. And I think it's also, our owner is very compassionate. And I feel like, in these types of, realms, you have to be compassionate, because they're not NBA players yet. Not a lot of them are on $1 million contracts. They're trying to make it just like the next person is. And the thing about the G League too is it's very cutthroat. You can be here one day. Yeah, you were at practice all week, but guess what? Saturday after the game, coach calls you in and I'm sorry, but I'm going to send you home, because the GM decided to do a trade, and now we're bringing in somebody else from another team. And that's another thing that I think is very different about the G League, is that our roster is always changing constantly. What we started with at the beginning for media day, the players that we had on media day doing interviews and stuff, that's usually not who we end up with at the end of the season. There's so many changes. And I think, again, that has a lot. I can only imagine as a player the type of pressure that can cause, because they see all of the changes. They see their buddies, coming in and out, and thinking to themselves, like, am I next? And I think that really, for a lot of players, it sets in, and it's almost like a reality check, like, I got to be giving my all. If not, they're going to bring in somebody else who's going to outwork me. It's that simple.
And just to touch on that, April's right. Like, so when they have this revolving door with players, that's why the G League players have such dedication, because at the beginning of that season, you have overseas contract that's giving you guaranteed monthly money. And then you have a G League contract that you have, but it could end in a month. So that's where the dedication comes from. So if one of these players elect to go with the G League contract, they're sacrificing maybe maybe millions of dollars, but a lot more money than what they make it in the G League. So that's where the dilemma comes from, as far as making a decision to play for the G League as opposed to going overseas, because mid-season, your overseas team that offered you that contract, they filled your position already because you said no. You stayed in the G League. Now, if they send you home, now you're like, and that's why, you like the stories. There's stories of guys, like, for instance, John Starks. I'll mention John Starks. John Starks, when he got called up, he was bagging groceries.
Wow.
Because he got his home and he was just trying to make ends meet, and then he got called up. So it's like that's a fact. He was bagging groceries thinking that, he was just buying time, and he got his call. So that's why the G League guys I have a lot of respect for, because that's just showing passion and grind. And that's really what it's about.
And it's going to be exciting to see moving forward how things start to evolve. Like, now we just recently signed Jalen Green, who was a 5-star prospect. Out of high school, is not going to go to any college. And I think a lot of people are really starting to take the G League more serious, because the amount of talent that I feel like the G League has had, even, before Jalen Green and throughout the years, is phenomenal. But sometimes I feel like people are so caught up with the NBA that they forget about the G League. But you also have to remember that Pascal Siakam for the Raptors, for the Raptors, he played for the 905 Raptors, and in that he won the championship with them. And it's so funny that he won the championship with them, because in that finals game, it was against the Vipers. We were both neck and neck, and they ended up taking it. And then after that, that's when he ended up moving on to the NBA. But still, I think it's important that people, give the G League more credibility than it's given.
Can we touch on that a little? As far as I love the fact that the G League's offering this to players before they go to college. But what do you your guys take on as far as them, bypassing college to go right into? Of course, everyone has their own situations, family wise, this and that. What I would like to see is, I don't mind them making the money that they need and entering it, but I think that this is what I would like. I would like maybe the NBA would try to institute something in their contract where at some point, and give a threshold of years, they'd have to get their degree. Does that make sense?
Yes. I would have to
once
agree
they start
to
making
that.
money, sorry, April. Once they start making money, and if they're that good and they go to NBA, are they going to go back and get their degree? We don't know that. So I think that maybe they can structure something just a little bit where you have to, like, for this contract to go through the way it should, they should try to implement something where it's mandated that they get their degree. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think I always like to think long term.
Okay.
Because you look at a player like Jalen Green, and the truth of the matter is, we know he's going to end up playing at the NBA.
Of course.
Eventually, so he is going to make good money. But realistically, I highly doubt he's going to say, you know what, guys, I'm actually taking the next 4 years off of playing because I'm going back to school. It's not happening. So I agree with you. I feel like there needs to be something that's built in because eventually the ball is going to stop bouncing, and God forbid any type of injury that can occur, then it's like, what are you going to fall back on? And let's also consider this. Jalen Green is already somebody who has, a big group of people around him. So perhaps finding work, if that were to happen, wouldn't be difficult for him, right? He'd probably get a coaching job or doing something because of his status of who he is. But this isn't the case for all players, because there's some players in the NBA who nobody knows about. There's some players that we don't hear about so often. Why? Because everybody hears about the stars. So I do feel like there has to be something that's built in, because I'm a huge believer in education, and I just feel like, you need to do it. You have to. You can never go wrong with getting an education. And I feel like eventually a bachelor's degree is going to be worthless. I feel like it's starting to evolve now. You either have a master's degree or a PhD, and if not, you can't sit at this table. And it sounds ugly, but that's just the way society and life is evolving.
I'll jump in because my master's is in higher education leadership, and I've worked in higher ed for like 15 years. But it's education, yes. College, maybe, right? So we have to define what is education, right? It's the process of education is upliftment, but it's you may be educated but not have gone to college, right? Maybe you entered a technical program. Maybe you learned education on the streets. It all depends. So I think these guys, they need to become more well balanced, and they need to become more fiscally responsible, and they need to learn about investing and managing their money and managing their time and building their skills. But that doesn't necessarily happen through college. And the other part of it is, as April mentioned, which is 100% accurate, the bachelor's degree is, I won't say worthless, but when I was growing up, and I'm not going to assume any of your ages, I'm not very old myself, but it's like, go to college and you're gonna make a nice life for yourself. And I got to college and I got that BA, and it was like not much change. And then I got the master's, right? And then even as I was getting the master's, depending on what field you want to pursue, people started saying the PhD is like the new requisite in terms of you have to get a PhD. So either you play in the game or you make your own game, right? So by saying that, I mean you can develop like the G League, the D League before. People, this was innovation. This was entrepreneurship, right? There was high school, there was college, there was the NBA, and then there was some international opportunities. So the NBA came in and they saw an opportunity. Let's have our own farm league, our developmental league, and it's also a way for more money to be earned for the teams, ourselves, the players. But it's also a way for us to kind of control the system. So we got to start thinking more entrepreneurial and more. We have to be more innovative in our solutions. But I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but the college thing. The other thing about college is the second highest debt in this country is student loan debt.
That's very, very true.
Yeah.
So
very true. But I mean, if you think about it also, you think somebody like Jalen Green is going to have college debt. I just feel like, again, with his status and stuff, if, like Coach D mentioned, if they were to build something into his contract that slowly helped him receive that education,
right?
I don't know that it would affect them. Now, I'm talking about players. As far as, us regular schmegulars, then it's like, yes, college debt is one thing that a lot of people struggle with. And I love how you also pointed out the importance of financial responsibility, because I've seen it also here at the G League with our two-way players. When they've become two-way players, that huge jump
Yeah.
from I'm just another guy on the roster to now I'm actually sitting on the Rockets bench. Now I have more money in my pocket, right? And just the importance of providing them that type of, I guess, guidance, because I feel like sometimes they're not used to it. And it's like anything, they have money and now they want to go spend it here and there when, investing, saving, all of those types of things are so important, but I don't know that we put enough emphasis on it as we should. I know they are given the training. I don't know if I want to say it's done at the beginning of our season. They are provided a training that talks about that, but I don't think it should just be done once. I think it needs to be something that they need to be reminded of, maybe at the beginning and at the end, or maybe at the beginning, middle, and end.
Right.
But it needs to be constant.
Right.
It has to be ongoing, and there has to be that element of mentorship where they're someone's taking them on.
Right. Well, I don't know if every NBA team does this, but when I was with the Nets, what they did was with rookies, they went on a rookie retreat. And they would take the rookies somewhere in the woods, no cell phones, no laptops. It was funny because they were going crazy. I remember that. They were going crazy because they couldn't have that, and they would focus on
panicking.
Like accounting and bank accounts. They was preparing them for the NBA financial world.
That's awesome.
The Nets did that. That was great. That was excellent. I learned a lot. That was really good.
And that's so important. It's so important because, again, everybody's basketball career eventually comes to an end, and it's unfortunate because it has happened where you do have those players who, end up homeless.
Yeah.
They end up, just struggling. And that's because they've dedicated so many years to the NBA. And I think it's important also that we mention in college, the one thing that I do struggle with is because, I was dating somebody when I ended up moving here. I was dating somebody who was an athlete, and I saw how much he struggled. And I don't think it's fair that they go to these large institutions who make millions of dollars off of season tickets, off of merch, off of books, tuition. But then you have college students eating noodles and, trying to make ends meet, because their scholarship or their stipend is it's not cutting it.
Crazy.
And that's so unfortunate because they're the talented ones and they already have like this huge caliber of talent, but they're hungry. And it's like, that's one thing that I do have to say that I struggle with.
And the nutrition element is so important. I have a good friend of mine who's a strength and conditioning coach here in Chicago, and he's worked with he works with like MMA athletes and UFC fighters. He worked with Luol Deng when he won his first big contract in the Chicago Bulls. So he's a strength and conditioning coach. He works with guys who are strong and muscular. He works with women, and he says, look, more important than weight training, he says, is nutrition. Because he says you'll find people who lift weights all day and they train, but because they have poor diets, they don't look like they're in shape.
Yeah.
So even from an organizational perspective, a leadership perspective, that's why I rate your owner in the sense that, okay, accommodations, check. Transportation, check. Meals, check. That's huge. We have to start wrapping up, guys. So I'm gonna ask some questions, April, just so we can get some answers from you. So other than the Rockets and other than the Vipers, who is your favorite team?
Whichever NBA team hires me next.
There you go, girl.
I mean,
there you go, April.
Yeah.
Okay,
like that.
What about in the
whoever
past?
wants a new fan, hire me.
Hire her.
What about in the past? Who's your like classical favorite team? Your favorite players from the old school?
I mean, Kobe Bryant. Come on, it's just the Lakers. I can remember spending afternoons with my dad watching games, and that's where the love for basketball started, and my dad used to coach midnight basketball. I used to see him play, and it was just something that I fell in love with. Again, I tried playing, but I was never good at it. And really, it was something that a connection almost that I had with my father that I feel like it kind of stems where the love for the game is, why I enjoy it so much. it adds to the relationship that I have with my dad, and it's just, yeah, I would have to say the Lakers for sure.
Okay. And Coach D, before we close it out, any parting words from yourself? Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Any parting words from you before we depart?
No, I mean, this was great. I'm so happy that April came on to chat with us about the G League. And I guess the next time we have April on, April will be wearing my New Balance apparel.
Yeah, to promote, right, for sure. Most definitely. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, April. Honestly,
it's always good talking sports, for sure.
Of course.
Come and join us again. We'd love to have you. And, thank you to the Vipers for letting you come on and for us to discuss their team and how they're building such a great organization. So please join us again. And Coach D, when are we on? How often are we on?
Every week at Friday. Every Friday.
Friday night. Yes.
Every week, Friday night.
Friday nights, people. So tune into the Wallaway on YouTube and Facebook. We talk basketball every week, and we have some fascinating topic we're discussing, whether it be a basketball documentary or current basketball players, or one generation versus the next. So thank you guys for joining today with our great guest April, and we'll see you guys soon.
Awesome. Right, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.